Hello, welcome to Avenger Infinity War spoiler-filled review. Now that I have a few hours to process, I can think more clearer with the pictures. If you haven't seen the movie, you should not be watching this video yet. Go watch the movie and then come back and see this video. I like this movie a lot. Let's get the negative out of the way. I was not a fan of Bruce Banner's from Thor Ragnarok, and that continued in this movie. The brief appearance of the Hulk was great, but whatever the reason that the Russo brother decided not to use the Hulk, that's not the point. Okay, even if the Hulk didn't come out for whatever reason, the way Bruce Banner's behave and act and his lines, I didn't care for the most part. The second character that I didn't care for would be Peter Quill. I was in the camp that I was never all that thrilled about the brand of humor that he has, and that didn't really work for me in the first Guardian of the Galaxy movie. I liked those movies, but I didn't care for his humor as much as other people. I didn't hate it, okay? That's the difference. I didn't dislike or hate his brand of humor, but I didn't care for it. And the same can be said in this movie. His whole in the beginning with Thor, with him changing his voice and all that. Some people chuckle in the theater, but for me, I'm just like, nah, not for me. It didn't work for me. I like Groot. I didn't care for Drax either, as far as being invisible, all that stuff. Whatever. A lot of the Guardian of the Galaxy humor didn't really work for me. It didn't land for me at all. When Thor was talking, that works. I liked that every time that he referred to Rocket Raccoon as "Hey Rabbit." so some of that did work for me. But okay, that is basically some of the negative. Okay, and get that out of the way. The beginning of the movie was where I had the most trouble. I understand that they couldn't fit in everything, but for whatever reason that didn't really work as far as Thanos and his children destroy the Asgardian ship and kill most of the people. The way it started, it's to me it just didn't feel right. But I'm okay with it, because the more I think about it now, do I care to see a Star Wars-like kind of chase in the beginning where the Asgardian ship is being swallowed up by the big Thanos ship, and then had the big battle? Do we need that? No. An extra 15 minutes of action or 20 minutes or whatever it is, do we need that? No. So as troublesome as I was in the very beginning, the more I think about it after the movie, the more I'm okay with that. But that was my initial knee-jerk reaction. As far as Loki, I like Loki in all his appearances, but I was okay with him being killed off. That was not jarring to me. But the movie is about Thanos, and for years, if not for a decade, my biggest complaint in every Marvel movie, and you heard me talk about it, is weak story because of the weak villain. And a lot of people always argue with me that, oh, the movie is about showcasing showcasing the superhero. So the villain is just a vehicle to move the story along, but that's not a problem. It's not a problem, but it makes the story and the movie okay. It was never a standout. And for this movie, Thanos was the standout. I love everything about Thanos. I think the visual effect, the motion capture, the voice, his mannerism, his movement, everything, it's just so well done. It was captivating to see him on the big screen. I absolutely eat him up. I love it. I love a bad guy with a motive that he thinks is noble and the right thing to do. So that I love it. I enjoyed the action. I thought the action was outstanding. There is nothing, to complain about. That battle in Wakanda was probably the most epic big battle that we have ever seen. Okay, that I have ever seen. Comparing it to everything else that I have seen from all the Star Wars movie, no, this one was epic. And I think that the Russo brother did an amazing job in giving everyone ample screen time. The inclusion of the Red Skull, non-event for me. Okay, for all I cared, that whoever it was that was there could have been anything. It was not a big deal. But I felt that the death of Gamora was very powerful. I was moved. I was never sold on her romance with Star-Lord. To me, the romance between the Vision and Scarlet Witch was more believable. Even though we didn't get to see the romance built between those two couples at all, really, barely. But I bought more with the Vision and Scarlet Witch more than Gamora and Star-Lord. But regardless, when it came down to Thanos making the sacrifice, that was a moment to gasp, and quite a few people in the theater gasp. Okay, and I had to say one of my favorite scenes that really got me a little choked up was Vision and Scarlet Witch, when he make the sacrifice, when he says ask her to do it. And wow, I mean, that scene was probably the most emotional moment I have in any Marvel movie. It was very powerful and well done. Both actors did such an amazing job. And then when Thanos come in and reverse everything, that was even more like, oh my god, OMG moment. Amazing movie. Is this my favorite Marvel movie? Hard to say. Is it a movie I want to see again? Absolutely. And I don't know about your theater, but for my theater, at the end of the movie, as soon as the movie is over, a teenage girl, probably high school age-ish, behind me, scream out, "What the Yes, she screamed out. And quite a few people was gasping and, oh my god, there was a lot of stun. My wife was one of the people that was disturbed by all the deaths. And outside the movie theater, I had to calm down a few people. I was just like, there was an elderly couple, probably in their 60s. And I kind of stopped and said, well, don't worry about it. All the people that evaporated, turned into ashes, most likely can be reversed. Okay? They plan to make Black Panther 2. He's not going to be dead for very long. So is Spider-Man. He's not going to be dead for very long. But the people that died before the gauntlet was finalized, those deaths are gone. So like Loki and Gamora, there's a few deaths that are definitely going to stick, in my opinion. But those that evaporated, turned to ashes, they will come back. But that does not mean that their death was not shocking any less. Okay, it was gasping moment. Before I go, Spider-Man death was the second most emotional moment, because I didn't think I would care that much. Okay, but when the way he said, the way he acted, Tom Holland and Robert Downey Jr., that moment when they embrace, oh my God, I felt something. I felt something right here. And that's it. That's my spoiler-filled review. But for me, big thumbs up as far as Marvel movie. Kudos to the Russo brothers. Well done. I cannot wait until the next movie. Cannot wait. Give it to me now. Thanks. Bye-bye.